Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundok. Today is Ahn Shi Il, and we have Rev Santosh Neupane presenting on this lovely Friday, the 12th of September 2025, or the 21st of July in the 13th year of Chong Il Guk. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champuninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 6. 천일국 주인, 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 손을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 6. Our family, the owner of Chong Il Guk, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. Thank you, and I'd just like to share again Father's prayer. Loving Heavenly Parent, today is 20th May 1984, but actually it is to be considered one with 16th May, when at 12:54 a.m. I declared the day of the love of God. Through the unity of the family level expressed then at East Garden, today can be connected with that day of historical declaration. Heavenly Parent, please come and dwell amongst us now. Because of the unity between true parents on earth and Heavenly Parent, Hunjin, and Jesus in the spirit world, all 120 nations in the spirit world and all 120 nations on earth now have the right to resurrection. Due to satanic love, we lost the sovereignty of God. But now at this historical peak of Tangam, centering on the love of true parents and the love of God, we restored this lost historical heritage and are able to declare the day of the love of God. O Heavenly Parent, O Earth, I proclaim that we stand united in the Xinjiang territory with one mind and one ideal. May Heavenly Parent, true parents, true children, and all blessed families be united, centered on the sovereignty of God's love. Let us form one heritage and march forward together. May this day be one of great dignity. Please accept this declaration in which I proclaim the day of the love of God in the name of the Heavenly Parent and true parents, Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Rev Santosh as he shares this morning.
Good morning, dear brothers and sisters, and happy Ahn Shi Il. As you know, that Sin Chul Moon, Sin Hyung Moon, and Yume Moon, and the three missionaries, three precious grandchildren of our beloved two parents, grandchildren, two grandchildren and one granddaughter, yeah, of our beloved true mother. They have arrived to Australia, Sydney, Australia yesterday. I did not get at the group picture that we welcome them in the airport, but I just got this picture. This was the preparation at airport. Many blessed family, first generation, second generation. I think third generation didn't come. First generation and second generation came to airport to welcome two grandchildren. My first impression was, as we know, they are still very young. Maybe they are in their early 20s. I think the elder one is mid 20, the second one is early 20. They came, they were very happy. They look very simple, very friendly. Uh, and then our second gen, the Meadows kids, they approached them, they were talking to them. It was like a true meeting of elder brother and younger brother or sister. Uh, they're very humble. They don't, even we wanted to help them to carry their luggage. They didn't allow. Uh, yeah, very, very, very nice, very nice. Uh, that was my feeling. I think many brothers and sisters who went there, they must have the similar kind of feeling, a different feeling. I don't know, but it was great. So they are already here. They will be here for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. Yeah, 3 nights. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, and 4 nights. They will be here for 4 nights. So let us take care of them. Let us give them a beautiful impression and beautiful welcome and love uh, from our Australian family and the Oceanian family. Reverend Sethi is also here in Australia from Samoa. So, as they represent true parents, they represent true mother, especially in this very critical time in the human history. So, let us really unite and let us make our true grandchildren stay in Australia a beautiful memory for their whole life. Of course, this is their first visit, but I believe as the inheritance of love and blessing of our true parents, they will be often coming in Australia in the future too. So today I was just thinking what would be the best thing to read during the Ahn Shi Il, and then I found this speech given by our beloved true mother on October 28, 2018. The Korean Peninsula's providential role from a heaven standpoint is we are facing different kind of challenges in Korea. Let's reflect ourselves. This is not a new topic. I'm not reading new thing that our brothers and sisters did not read. This is very uh, important message given by our beloved true mother. Let us read and let us reflect back what our true mother is saying as the only begotten daughter of God, how she looks the providential role of the Korean Peninsula from heaven's standpoint. October 20th, 2018 rally for the hopeful march forward of a unified heavenly Korea. Respected dignitaries from home and abroad, especially the ambassadors present representing the 16 nations that contributed to the United Nations force that served during the Korean War. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Today, I'd like to speak about what the Korean Peninsula providential role is from a heavenly standpoint. Until the Korean War erupted in 1950, Korea had been under the control of Japan and then the Allied force. It was a time when this country could not govern itself. Therefore, patriotic citizens who loved their country began to fight for their independence. Those people who fought for their independence were the Korean people. However, when the upcoming communist forces saw Korea obtain its independence in 1945, they insisted that the peninsula be divided into North and South. South Korea would become a democratic nation and North Korea would become a communist nation. North Korea had already established their single regime and was prepared to invade the South, but South Korea was still unstable and without an established orderly system. If nothing else happened, the South was destined to be under communism. The Korean War was a civil war between siblings. Why then did the UN force, who represented various nations around the world, take part in this war? This is where we need to comprehend heaven's providence. God, the creator who conceived the universe, had a dream. God wanted to become the true parent of humankind. Therefore, God created all things in heaven and on earth according to his image, as well as a man and woman to become God and sister for humanity. God gave humans the responsibility to mature well during their growth period. The critical word here is responsibility. During their growth period, Adam and Eve only took notice of themselves and greed arose. They thought, I can be like God. They thought, I can be like God too and not follow his commands. This is how today's fallen humanity form. The Creator God is an omniscient and omnipotent being, whose beings and end are the same, whose beginning and end are the same. If God began something, he absolutely must achieve it. The problem is that God built everything with human as the center of the cosmos. Thus, he bestowed responsibility on them. In that case, in order to restore fallen humanity, a person had to appear and become the absolute good ancestor of humankind before God. That person was Jesus Christ from among the people of Israel, whom God had established and prepared while longing for the day he would be reunited with his children. How difficult was this process for it to take 4,000 years to complete? Unfortunately, the people of Israel, Mary, who gave birth to Jesus, Zachariah's family, and the central figure in Judaism, did not understand Jesus' true identity. That was the problem. God endured and waited for 4,000 years to have the opportunity to embrace humanity. And through this immense grace, Jesus Christ came to become the God, to become the good ancestor to bless and guide humanity on their journey. But they were not able to attain him, and ultimately he was crucified. The people of Israel received the blessing of being the chosen people as well as the responsibilities, but they were unable to fulfill them. As Jesus hung from the cross, he said that he would return. He would return to host the marriage supper of Lamb, the marriage supper of the Lamb. Jesus and humanity have been longing and wishing for true ancestors, unrelated to the fall to born the true parents. That was heaven's honest desire. The position of the only begotten Son remained unfulfilled without the birth of his partner, the only begotten daughter. Without these two figures, the realization and completion of God's providence could not occur. Thus, God chose the Korean people who had lived righteous lives and worshipped heavenly fervently. Through endless trials and tribulation over 2000 years, the time arrived for the promised return of the Messiah. And on Christian foundation, the people of Korea gave birth to the only begotten daughter in 1943. The recently liberated Korean peninsula was confronted with the Korean War. As I mentioned before, God gave human being a growth period to mature well. A newborn baby cannot honor and follow heaven's will. She or he needs a growth period. At that time, Korea was faced with the possibility of becoming a communist nation. Heaven saw this danger and had my family and I journey to the south. In that precocious situation, the UN force were miraculously mobilized to Korea. I do not know if the leaders and young soldiers from those 16 nations knew this at the time. But because God desired to embrace humanity as his children, again through the manifestation of true parents via the Korean people, the UN force spilled their blood to protect the true parents who were to become the center of humanity. From this day on, humanity and this nation should eternally appreciate and remember God's endless efforts. However, the people of this nation did not even contemplate expressing gratitude. As the true parents, we express our gratitude and respect to the 16 nations who participated in the war in 2010 for the 60th anniversary of the Korean War. That was through the Little Angels too. All of you gathered here today are in significant position from a historical standpoint. You are living at a time that could not be seen in the past and will never be seen again in the future. Humanity's wish and the wish of God, wish of God, the Creator, is for humanity to become one family. Despite this, the world today is suffering from several dilemmas and drawbacks. It does not matter whether they are large or small country. Even the United Nations is suffering. The world is not able to harmonize because most countries consider their own interests first. This nation is the same. This nation's owner is God. Neither politicians nor philosophers can control this nation. Do you understand this? We have attended our heavenly parent according to true parents' teaching. Why does humanity need true parents? It is because fallen humanity exists. True parents are the people who will help fallen humanity reform. Through the marriage blessing, fallen humanity can set the false lineage in graft unto the true parents' lineage and be in the position of a true child of heavenly parents. That is a blessing. The citizens of this nation do not understand this amazing, miraculous grace. What should we do until all nations of the world know about this? Until now, there have been numerous incidents of religious acrimony, national border disputes, and ideological conflict. All these quarrels can be resolved if we focus our effort on the true family movement. The key is the true family blessing movement. This nation, which is the center of the providence, must complete its responsibility. They are our responsibility. We have received heaven's blessing, but if we cannot accomplish our duties, indemnity will follow. Indemnity, you must know this. All of you gather here today, especially members from sub-region 2. True Mother is referring, that time I think there was 5 different regions in Korea, and True Mother is referring about sub-region 2 in the Korean church organization chart. Yes, will you accomplish your responsibility? Yes, I wish to bless sub-region 2 as the heavenly nation of Gyeongwon, a combination of Gyeonggi and Gangwon province. Today marks the conclusion of the rally of the 5 sub-regions in Korea. We began the rallies with Gyeongsan Nation, sub-region 5, and are concluding them today with Gyeongwon Nation, sub-region 2. Once again, will you fulfill your responsibility? Yes, I want to believe in you. The UN soldiers from the 16 nations fought the most gruesome battles in this Gyeonggi and Gangwon region. The blood they shed on this nation can serve to unite the world. I hope you will engrave in your heart that today is the day we realize the dream of human family under heavenly parents. So this Gyeonggi region is Gapyeong, where our Gapyeong-gun, Sorakmyeon, is a Gyeonggi region. So this, I think these two provinces, Gyeonggi and Gangwon, became one during that time. True family movement is the hope for the past, present, and future. From mission sites all over the world, we are hearing several remarkable stories about achievements by members of our second and third generation. Humanity wishes to meet true parents and be reborn. In the past, Christianity saved the Atlantic culture and spread throughout the world. However, those people did not understand God or Jesus' true nature. Ultimately, they focused on their own interests, and the providence could not progress further. Looting was a part of their culture. Today, however, we are practicing true love by embracing our neighbors and raising the flag for the revolution of the culture of art. We have inaugurated the Pacific Rim civilization, in which we announced before the world that the true parents have already come and dream of humanity, and heavenly parent is being realized by opening a new era, a new chapter in history, Changilgu. This is our hope. Due to human ignorance, our planet is suffering. Numerous island nations are experiencing severe flooding. Every year, natural calamities are occurring and creating unimaginable destruction. Humanity has forgotten to look already to the future and only consider the present, but it should follow the direction of true parents, the blessed family, second and third generation members of our family federation must guide and show how to love humanity and the earth. As you now hasten your march down that path, I once again congratulate Sub-Region 2 with their appointment as the heavenly nation of Gyeongwon. Thank you. So this was True Mother's message that was given in 2018 in 28 October, uh, uh, asking, telling the people of Korea their responsibility as being born in the chosen nation. So this is the half of today's Hunduk that I wanted to read, and the next half is again this is who is true father. So we are still we are celebrating or we are remembering true father accomplishment while he was on earth. So these odes are from True Mother, direct from True Mother. True Mother's ode on the September 16, 2012, on the occasion of True Father's Memorial Songwa Ceremony exports. Respected leaders of peace and beloved blessed family, as a new providential turning point and new age dawns, my greatest hope is that True Father's providential stature will solidify. Throughout his life, True Father held dear to each second and minute as he invested his entire being completely for the sake of God's will. He relentlessly traveled to every part of the globe and even to the spirit world. I hope the cosmic and providential achievements he accumulated in victories won with his own blood, sweat, and tears can become an eternal standard and example of all humankind. True Mother said that True Father traveled even to the spiritual world while he was on earth. And the day before yesterday, the speech I read during the Hunduke, we read that True Father is the champion of the spirit world. Many brothers and sisters must have a different experience with True Father while he was on earth. I had one amazing experience. I was spiritual very young. I think that was in 2004 in February when we were celebrating two parents' birthday. I think many our leaders, our elder brothers and sisters were also in that program. It was in Korea. Uh, True Father was giving his. We were celebrating two parents' birthday, and True Father was giving his speech. If I'm not, it was 2004 February, and I was spiritually very young. I was spiritually very young. True Father was speaking. True Father was speaking, and all of a sudden, True Father stopped speaking, and then True Father was just he was putting his hand like this in the podium, just like this in the podium, and for few seconds, for few seconds, True Father didn't speak anything. True Father was just quiet. He didn't say anything for few seconds. It was almost 1 minute or even more than 1 minute. And then people were like, oh, what is happening? What is happening? And for me, it was like, oh, what is this? As a very, very young boy, 2004, I was just 23 years old. What is this? And then later, and then the two children started moving around and they went to the podium and they catch True Father. And then later, True Father said, oh, it's okay now, finish. And he started speaking. And True Father told that he was asked to visit the spiritual world. He visited the spiritual world and came back. Anyway, True Mother here says that True Father even visited the spiritual world while he was here on earth. That was uh, very, uh, I don't know, it is usual or what kind of experience for me that I had that experience. First, now let us read from True Mother's point of view who True Father is. First, True Father is humankind's ancestor of original goodness, the true parent. Adam and Eve, the first ancestor of humankind, fell and became our evil ancestor. As Jesus testified they were the false ancestor, with Adam and Eve's fallen, God lost the originally created human being. In other words, he lost his external form. God carried out the providence of restoration and sent true Father as the final returning Messiah. Through exercising his own personal responsibility, true Father elucidated the world, which is the truth, and completed the providence of restoration through indemnity. Through the blessing ceremony and Sangha ceremony, he opened the path of rebirth, resurrection, and eternal life in the physical and spiritual world, along with fallen humankind must walk. Along which the fallen humankind must walk. Consequently, the original true love, true life, and true lineage, as they were at the time of the creation, can only be inherited from the true parents, the ancestor of goodness, and the gateway of doing this is the blessed marriage. Gateway for doing this is the blessed marriage. Second, true Father is the owner of eternal truth. In other words, the Word. God from the whole of creation through the Word. The Word is the truth and the substance. God's love and heart are manifested in form through the Word. Adam and Eve, God's false ancestor, defined God's will and committed the fault. They were unable to substantiate the Word. Consequently, the Messiah had to search for the Word, the truth from heaven, as a part of his mission's providence for the start. In response to such demand of the providence, true Father educated the world through many kind of conditions, victories in separating from Satan and receiving God's confirmation. Throughout his life, true Father led and directed the providence with the word. Through the word, he suffused the world with vitality and life. He nurtured with love while completing the providence of recreation. As a result, during the Jubilee year in Preparance course, he completed the 8 great textbooks and teaching material and established the Hindu tradition. This in return allowed the path to the firm establishment of Changnilguk to open up through the world and through love within our worldwide families. The authority of the teaching contained in the 8 great textbooks and teaching material is solely true parents. So it's solely true parents' authority, and this must be preserved as the eternal tradition without any change for all future generations. Third, true Father is the one who completed God's providence of salvation, as stated in the exposition of the divine principle. Human history is the providence of salvation and also the providence of restoration. Due to the fall of first human sister, Adam and Eve, who all emerged under an evil sovereignty with the false ancestor at the center. Humankind's misfortune, agonies, sin and alienation and war caused by all manner of conflict and hostility all arose from the fall of those first ancestors. God began the dispensation to restore this world from one of sin and evil into the ideal world envisioned at the time of creation. In other words, a world of peace overflowing with happiness, self-sacrifice, service to others, and love. This dispensation has continued without ceasing even for a moment throughout the course of history. However, the providence of salvation that continued amid the recurring need for indemnity and restoration was prolonged repeatedly because of the failure of the center figures and group to complete the portion of responsibility. 2000 years ago, God's only begotten Son, Jesus, came as the Messiah. He was crucified and ascended because of the people's faithlessness. He subsequently promised to return. 2000 years later, as was intended and promised, true Father came as the returning Messiah and achieved victory in the providential course, paying all historical indemnity during his lifetime. It is no exaggeration to summarize the course of true parents' lives as that of the being in a state of constant tension and suffering. It has been a battle through life or death confrontation with Satan in the providence of restoration through indemnity. And even now, true mother, age of 82, every day she is in that confrontation. Satan is really trying his best to harm our true mother. But our beloved true mother is very strong, very determined, because she clearly knows her providential role. She is very clear about her providential role, and she is very clearly guiding us, the blessed family all around the world, and humanity all around the world in the same way. I think true mother will overcome any kind of hardness that comes in our providential role, and we are always together with true mother. Dear brothers and sisters, so true mother furthermore says thus: true father concluded, completed, and perfected the providence through a 40 years course as the Messiah, a 40 years course as the true parent, and a 10-year course as the peace king, the King of Kings. Fourth, true father is the peace king, the King of Kings. God's will is that a peaceful, ideal world, a world where all people live as one great family under God, be completed. This reference on an individual level to personal perfect through mind body unity, and perfection of the family through the oneness of husband and wife, parents, sibling, and children. Expanding this concept, we are meant to create a world overflowing with love and peace, where our societies, our nation, and the world come together as one. Since the fall, conflict between good and evil has been unending, replicating itself from the level of our individual to the eternity of creation. In the end, the division between races, nation, and religion have brought unfathomable suffering to humankind. True parents are set as their life's providential goal the liberation of God, the salvation of humankind, and the realization of a peaceful ideal world. And peaceful ideal world, and they have completely invested their lives for the sake of those achievements. With religious activities aimed centrally at the revival of spirituality, to Father initiated a peace movement for all humankind, spanning the field of politics, economics, society, culture, the arts, education, and the media and sports. He indicated that a true family is the smallest unit of kingdom of heaven, and he opened the gate to the true family blessing and blessed marriage between enemies. He made the ideal of one great human family a reality through the cross-cultural and international blessed marriage, which resolves all conflict. As a result, a coronation ceremony was held in which 120 clans and 120 nations crowned true father as the King of Peace and the King of Kings. Humanity's dream is now becoming a reality. Fifth, true parents, heaven, earth, and humankind. True parents perfected God's stature and for the first time on earth achieved the perfection that was envisioned at the time of the creation. True Father had begun the providence of restoration through indemnity from the position of servants. Following each victory, Satan's sovereignty was gradually eroded, while God's stature was increasingly elevated towards its level at the time of the creation. 2000 years ago, Jesus revealed that God was our Father. You are aware that because of this, Jesus was accused of blaspheming God, and he suffered the horror of the cross. True parents, however, substantially fulfilled restoration through indemnity on earth and restored honor and glory to God as the original creator. In other words, is the true parents who govern heaven, earth, and humankind. In this way, true parents' providential stature evolved according to the standard of the providence, and on that foundation, God's liberation and complete freedom were achieved. From the Messiah and up through the level of the true parents of heaven and earth, the parents of heaven and earth, humankind, the King of the blessed family, the King of peace, and the King of kings. The true Father proclaimed in 2010 the settlement of true parents in settlement of true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. That is, God is the incorporeal true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and true parents are established as the corporeal true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, to complete and manifest God's true and essential nature in substance. Beloved members, the suffering that true Father and I experience in the providential course of restoration through indemnity, a course with which not even heaven could interfere, is beyond imagination. We even had to offer 4 children of the true family a sacrificial offering for the providence, who indeed would dare to say that they can comprehend the painful course of restoration through indemnity. I have dedicated my life sharing the joy and pain of life with True Father as his champion, overcoming innumerous trials and difficulties. On that victorious foundation, we, the true parents, gained in a providential dimension the right of equality and right to live together, and the right of holding the same position bestowed on us by heaven. Thank you, True Mother. You lived an amazing life with True Father, and we everyone believe that only True Father became True Father because of True Mother. True Mother was the person who was able to fulfill the historical role of True Mother, because of True Mother's role was fulfilled, because True Mother was able to fulfill that providential role. Father became True Father. With this all belief, happy Ahn Shi Il, Kamsahamnida. Let us have a wonderful weekend together with the member of True Family, together with the representative of True Mother here in Sydney, Australia. Many brothers and sisters are coming to Sydney from different state also. We'll see on Sunday and we'll celebrate together. As we have, I think today, the group discussion, I think Reverend John will bring us there. Thank you very much, Reverend John. Reverend John? Reverend John, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Let's check. Yeah, let me do this. There we go. Yeah. 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 Many
So
things to
today we'll go for the group discussion. Today's Friday.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yes, we will. Yeah. All right. I'll just and so these are 3 rooms. You know, the first one, as always, is the witnessing, the second, peace and security, and the third, PCLC. So I just created them, and just please enter the room you wish. There we go. All right.
John? John, it looks like about half the people have gone, but I didn't get a little box come up on my screen to join one of the groups.
I didn't get the box either, but I'm driving and it's very hard for me to figure out what's going on. So, and I'm on my cell phone. It might have not that facility.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I see you there, Jeff. How you going?
I don't know what's going on, Gerard. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. It's this has happened to me before, but usually John sort of picks it up and fixes it.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that he's possibly busy doing other things.
He seemed to be a little bit distracted. But I don't know where everybody else went. I don't know why others didn't stay on and make a comment.
Well, I'm guessing like half of the group went very quickly. So I'm guessing that it worked for some people, but it didn't work
Yeah.
for you, me, and
Yeah.
Mary. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be some little technical glitch here.
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Anyway, has oh, I don't know how to pronounce his name. The Nepalese guy, has he commented in recent days about what's going on in Nepal?
No. I've been watching it on the news, like every now and then. We've had the grandchildren here the last couple of days, so we've been pretty occupied with that.
Yeah,
But
good.
yeah, it was a really great experience. Yeah, very good experience here. And so yeah, as far as what's going on, there was a little bit, Rev, you're talking, you might have commented a little bit here, how even it's not easy for our movement. I mean, any political party in Nepal now is kind of being targeted. And especially Eknath Akal has been quite high profile. And our centre out is not far from where that place was burnt down.
That's what I heard.
In the same in the same area.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it would have been good to be in a breakout group with Santosh to ask a few questions about that.
Yeah, we've got a Nepalese sister here in Adelaide, and she was telling me a bit about it. But she said there's some stuff on social media that she doesn't know whether it's fake news or not. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, it's not just Nepal. It's Indonesia. It's just they're even worried about the Philippines because the current president was the descendant of Marcos, so they obviously have a lot of money behind them. The Marcos money is remaining somewhere, and it's all about that. In the Middle East, it was more about Islam dictators clamping down on freedom of faith and movement and all that, and the women's rights. But in the case of these Asian countries, it's more about corruption and misuse of money, So it's a slightly different uprising that's happening in these countries. Anyway, I don't know everything, but I just thought about it from maybe that perspective,
Yeah. Well, with how do you pronounce his name?
What's that?
How do you pronounce the Nepalese brother's name?
Well, there's Eknath Akal, and we're talking about Santosh.
Oh, Santosh. I'm thinking of Santosh. Yeah. So I forget what I was going to say. Yeah, but yeah. Oh well.
So they also shot that man Charlie Kirk as well in America.
Who's they? Who's they?
Somebody. Nobody knows, but he's been
Well,
shot by somebody.
A lot of people are making accusations without actually knowing who did it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody knows who did it, but obviously people oppose his conservative family views. I'm presuming if I talk about they, I mean people that oppose conservative family views.
Right. Well, the guy who shot Trump in Philadelphia, of course, was a registered Republican.
Right. Anyway, that's true. People can get possessed to do something evil like that and start killing people.
Well, I mean, Charlie Kirk, he came out with Marjorie Taylor Greene and others who were all for releasing the Epstein
All for what?
files, right? And then he changed his mind a couple of days later. So it could have been one of these people that wants the Epstein files released, one of these Republicans who wants the Epstein files released.
Oh yeah, it could have been, yeah.
Okay.
But I highly, yeah. Anyway, who knows? We will
Anyway,
find out.
we're back.
Everyone's back. We're back
Jeff and
at
I had our own
Zoom.
little group. Jeff and I had our own little group because you didn't put us the button to join didn't come up.
Maybe it was meant to be. Anyway, it's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up the screen.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Reverend Santosh, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day. And see you all
Happy
again
Ann Shi Il.
tomorrow. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.